Hello everyone, welcome back to G Codes. This is part 9 of our 2D roguelike series, and today we're going to do a little overhaul to graphics. Well, not an overhaul, we're just going to add some little bits to it, and we're also going to put some sound effects in the game. Not a lot, just when a player dies, it might make a sound. When an enemy dies, it might make a pop sound, whatever. And when a player shoots, it might make a little shooting sound. I showed the software to use all that. It's going to be 8-bit sounds, so don't obviously get whatever sounds fits your game, but I'm just going to show you a simple way to get some 8-bit sounds, a application I like to use. And yeah, let's get into the video. So starting off in the prefabs folder, we're going to make a new folder called Special Effects. You can call it whatever you want. It's just where we're going to store all these effects. Obviously, you can in here make new folders like player, whatever, all that to specify and sort things nicely, but I'm just going to keep everything in one folder. So starting off, you'll need a effect, so right click and create an effect, particle system. I'm going to call mine enemy dying. That's going to be the effect, and I'm going to reset it back to the middle. Oh, and as you can see, it's gone back to its default values. And yeah, this is how our particle system looks. If this is all very overwhelming, don't worry. It's completely fine to be a little overwhelmed by it. And yeah, so I'm just going to keep these default sprites, but I'm going to show you how you can change these. So by default, it takes a material, which you can see as the particle system. To change that, you just go here, texture sheet animation, press this box, and then change it from grid to sprites. And now you can drag in any sprite you want. I can drag in this if I want, and now it's a bunch of guns, well, Uzis, SMGs. But yeah, that's how you do it. Now you can drag in any sprite, PNG, whatever into there. But I'm not going to use this mode. I'm just going to keep the default. But yeah, whatever you want, do it that way. And in the emission, we're going to change this. So in here, we're going to press plus here. So how it's going to work is it's going to work in bursts instead. So the rate over time is going to be set to 0. And now you can see this is how it works. So it does a little burst. Everything's good. We're going to tune this and change this, but now let's get into the next part. So the shape is correct. It comes out in a cone, nicely shoots out. And we're going to change how this works. So, actually, no. We're going to change from donut to circle. And now you will see, if I click restart, it shoots out all at the same speed, just out in a circle. And now we can get into a little bit of a nitty-gritty about how this is going to work. So the lifetime is how long these particles stay in seconds. So this is 5 seconds, obviously. And if we change this to something like 1, then it's going to die very quickly. Let's make this interval, let's just leave it how it is. And the start speed, let's make it something a little slow, maybe like a 2. Or we can make it a 3 and make the lifetime 0.5. And yeah, they're going to die very quickly. But now we get into some nice things, like in here. Color over lifetime. Take that and open it. So on the left, you have the starting color. And on the right, you have the ending color. So let's get the color first. So we're going to click on our enemy. We're going to copy its color. And we're going to go back to particle system, paste it into there. And then the cover of lifetime, we're going to paste it. We're going to paste it into here. You click on the ending as well, paste it into there. So these are the same color. But now in the ending, so click on this little bit right here, click on the color. And, wait 1 second. Sorry about that. You click on the top one, and you drag this down to 0. So now, as you can see, it is a little bit too fast, but makes this little popping, well, like disappearing effect. So let's tune this a little bit. Let's maybe make it 1 and 2. That's a nice little dying effect. So that already looks good, but we can make it even better by saying size over lifetime. Take this And as you can see, by default, it goes from big to small over lifetime. We could take it, and then you have a bunch of presets. This one is very nice, but this one's even better. It's a smooth little from big to small shape. So as you can see, it's very nice looking. And in here, we can make its default size, maybe 1. So we double the size of the particle. See how nice it looks. Okay, it looks pretty good. And in here, the sorting in layer. Oh, sorry, it's down here. So order in layer, we can make a -1, so it's in the background. Obviously, we can make a -10 if we always want in the background or whatever. Let's just leave it as -2 maybe. The enemies are on, what's this sorting? They're just 0, so yeah. It's a nice little effect. Obviously, if you want to adjust this, tune this however you want, you can. You can do things like give it a rotation, so they go in random directions when they die, everything like that. I mean, random directions as they come out. Uh, yeah, everything is adjustable. You can even put collisions on for it, so it can like interact with terrain. And yeah, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. And again, in here we'll make some adjustments to things if we need to, but right now I think this looks pretty decent. So this is our little dying effect. We can also make the starting size a little bigger in here. Ooh, make them really big. Okay, no, maybe just 1. Just leave it how it was. Yeah, the problem with these things is once you've done it, you just keep wanting to adjust it and adjust it. And yeah, one last thing we're going to do is we're going to turn off the loop right there. So this will stop it from constantly playing the animation. It's just boop, 1 play, it's done. It's never going to happen again. So yeah, very simple way to do a particle for dying. Again, make any adjustments you want. And now we're just going to drag it into this prefab folder. Going to delete it. And now we're going to make these, well, edit our enemy script to take these. We'll do it in enemy health, since every enemy is going to have enemy health. Because we obviously want every enemy to have a dying effect. Ooh, wait, so before I forget, in this particle, one thing we want to change is this stop action. We want to change this from none to destroy. So when a particle is done playing, it'll just destroy itself. Very simple. I hope you can see where this is going. We're literally just going to instantiate this particle when they die. So, man, I forgot how many things we have open. Let me quickly close everything I don't think we'll need for a little bit. And then I'll finish this. Okay, so I'm just keeping all the things I did the XP of open because in the next episode I'm going to be changing how the XP works a little bit, just tuning it. So in the enemy health, very simply, we're going to have a public particle system. Well, actually, I should say game object. Dying effect. You can call it dying part if you want it to be specific, like dying particle. And obviously in here, just before it destroys itself, instantiate dying effect, transform dot position, and transform dot rotation. That's it. That's done. It's that simple. So back into Unity. And now on our enemy, just take them and we drag the particle effect in here. Obviously, if you want to change these particle effects to suit enemies with different colors, you just take the color, change the color, whatever. And now let's hit play and hope this works. You don't know how these things go. Yep, as you can see, very nice. If you have a look at the right over here, there is no particle system. I know it's hard to see in between all those enemies and things, but there is no particle system still alive. Just a bunch of bullet clones and enemy clones. Yeah, we can specifically pause and see there is nothing called dying effect in here. But yeah, that's a simple enemy dying particle. And as you can see, it already makes the game look a little bit more satisfying. I hope you can already tell if we put a nice little pop sound effect or whatever in, it'll make a really nice little feel to the game. That's very important when you're making a game, is the feel. That is my personal opinion and advice. If you think your game's a little bad or it feels bad or it just feels like it's lacking something, try to make some graphical feel instead of everything's code oh, I need to change my movement scripts and stuff. No, I think graphics are very important. And now let's get into the player dying. If you can't tell, the player is going to be the exact same effect. We can actually take it, hit Control D, duplicate it. We can change it to, oh, we can rename it to player dying. Very simple. We'll change the color to the player's color. So in here, we're going to take the player. It's just a white cube. So we're going to make this white. And we're going to head into color over lifetime. And we're going to change this color to white. And we're going to change this color to white. That's that done. That's our player dying effect. If you want it to be a little bit more extreme, so it stands out a little more than the enemies, we can maybe change the starting size to 2 and change the starting speed to like 2.5, starting life maybe like 1.2. So it'll be a little bit more showy. We can even go in here in the emission and change it so it makes 40 particles instead of 30 when he dies. So it'll make a very extreme effect. Obviously, I'm going to turn this down when I'm done here just to show you. And yeah, in the player, exact same thing. So in the player controller, where we have our health, in here, take damage, exact same thing. We're going to go down, we're going to say public, game object, dying effect, same as the enemies, and exact same thing. Here, we're going to go instantiate, dying effect, transform dot position, transform dot rotation. Boom. That easy. And let's head back into Unity. And we go onto our player. There's our dying effect. And we take the player dying, put it in there. And now if you hit play, when the enemies come and they kill us, boop, we have a nice dying effect. So yeah, I hope you guys like the little particle effect of dying and stuff. I hope it gives you a small idea of particle effects. I didn't want to go too over the top with them. It's just a small little nudge into the right direction of how to use particle effects and how simple they can actually be. Because yeah, of course, if you're brand new and you do this and you see all of this, it's a really big scare. First time I did this, you should have seen my face. I was like, what? I don't want to do this. But yeah, as you can see, it's not that difficult. It's actually very simple. And now let's get into some sound effects. Okay, so I just opened everything we'll need. So there are some multiple ways to do this. In here, I have SFXR. This is the application version. You can just download it. It's completely free. And then we have the beautiful website version. I'll put this in the link in the description as features some sound effects. And then we have Beatbox. This is what I've used to make music for Galactic Rogue. It's just a nice little music thing with a lot of sounds. It's completely free. Yeah. I don't know if we'll make a song. I'll see how well I am at just making a song on the spot. I've barely used it. But yeah. So in SFXR, well, it's JSFXR for the website version. I'll use the website version just so if you don't want to download the application, you don't have to. So let's get into it. Never mind. I'm going to be using the application version. I just realized I can't actually turn down the sound of this specifically. And yeah, it's extremely loud. That is my warning before you do this. And if you turn down the gain, of course, it's still a little loud, but it's not as loud. But yeah, I'll have the link in the description. It's the exact same as the application, just slightly different. And yeah, so first thing we'll do is we're going to think about what we want. So let me firstly just, again, say this is 8-bit sounds. It's for pixel art games, old games, whatever. I'm just going to use this because it's free software, very simple. And of course, anything you want, there's a Unity asset store. If you're good at making sounds yourself, just use those. But let's see, we'll need a enemy dying sound. So maybe, oh, I just skipped past a decent one. Maybe a blip. No, explosion. We'll use an explosion. We'll use an explosion. So I'll show you how to save this. Of course, this is not a great sound. It's just to show you how to do it. You just say export.wav, and that lets you export it. So you've hit export, and here's your file. Wherever you have this file for your sound effects, but you just go in here and you save it. Maybe call it, I'm going to call this one enemy die sound. I'm going to hit save. So you've exported it. Unity loves .wav sounds, .wav files. I'd recommend using those. So now let's make one for the player as well. Oh, that's a nice player one. Again, player die sound. Amazing. And now we need a shooting sound. Oh, very nice. Player shoot. Make some variations if you want. Maybe like a little drag this down a bit. Play the sound. Oh, it's a little slow. Maybe just drag a few things around and see if it sounds different. Very fast. And then export it, whatever. It's nice to have some variations in shooting and stuff just to give it a little effect. I'll show you how to do that. Again, none of this is perfect. This is just me this is me just making examples and showing you how to do it. All right, so that's that done. Now let's get into the nitty gritty. So you'll need a file called resources. So make a folder, call it resources. Amazing. We'll do some file sorting in the next episode too. I can see there's like a lot of stuff open. Let's just close the graphics for now, I guess. And let's maybe close the scriptable objects. Actually, I'll need that one a lot. Let's just leave it. And in here, we're going to drag in all our sound effects. All right, so here I have my my sound effects. There's some other ones there. Just ignore them. They're for a project I had, well, a project I made. And here you just select them all. Of course, enemy die, player shoot other, whatever you want to call your stuff. Drag it in, plop, done. And now we have our sound effects. Very nice. Yeah, again, these might take in a variant sound, whatever. We'll get into it in a minute. I'm just going to show you how to do this. And yeah. So now we're going to need a new folder in here. Let's make it in the core, a new script in the core. Let's call it sound manager. This is what we'll be handling the sounds, playing the sounds, all that good stuff. So we can just put it on our game manager, but we already have a sound manager, so let's just keep everything in the same. Let's put the enemy spawner there as well. We can maybe call this enemy manager, but let's just leave it at enemy spawner. So on the sound manager, we're going to drag on the sound manager script, and then we will need a audio listener. Audio source. And yeah, let's get into it. So in here, we're going to have a public static audio clip. I'm not going to get into static, what it does, how it works. I personally I've barely used static. I've used it a few times, but I'm not really an expert, so I'm not going to have an opinion on it and say it. I hope that's completely fine with you guys. So we're going to have a player die, enemy die, player shoot 1, player shoot 2, and those are our, we're going to call them. Of course, you could call these what you want. They're just the names for these sound effects. Then we're going to have a static audio source. There, just call it audio source. And then in the start method, we're going to have a player die equals resources. So, of course, that's the folder we made, resources, dot load audio clip. So it's an audio clip, and it's going to be called, well, let's have a look at what it was called. So, of course, we need all these names. We're going to get an error, obviously, so we need player die sound, enemy die sound, player shoot other. So, player die sound, okay, player die sound. Oh, sorry, this needs to be spelled right, by the way, and capital, whatever. Enemy die equals resources. Again, it's the same process over and over. audio clip, enemy die sound, done. And then we need a player shoot one equals resources.load audio clip player shoot. I think that's what it was called. We'll see afterwards. Player shoot 2 exact same process equals resources. Oh, sorry. Resources dot load audio clip player shoot other. Beautiful. And then we'll obviously need to reference this audio source. Audio source equals get component audio source. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And then we're going to need another method, and this will be called public static void play sound. And then here it's going to take a string value, which we'll call clip, and that'll just be the name of it. So in here we're going to do switch clip, and we're going to do if this is basically like saying case is basically like saying if. So if it is player die sound, and this, and what we'll do is audio source dot play one shot, which means it only plays the audio once. Play one shot fire sound. Oh, not fire sound, sorry. What am I talking about? Play one shot. That's because I had shot. I thought about fire. So this is with the what we're doing. Players. Okay. Then we're going to do play die. So play die once. And then what we'll do is break. And then this is just something we're going to copy paste a million times. We're going to do it like this. Sorry about that. We're going to take this, copy it, paste it, and paste and paste, because we have it 4 times, obviously. So in here, we're going to change this to, this one, enemy die sound, and of course, play the enemy die. And if the case is player shoot, then player shoot 1. And if the case is player shoot other, then player shoot 2. Oh, sorry, player shoot 2. I should have done this name different. Player shoot other. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just been 1 and 2. But yeah, there you go. So that's that done actually. This is the audio done. Now we're going to head into our enemy health. So when an enemy dies, we'll do it at the start. What we're going to do is we're going to say sound manager dot play one. Oh no, not play one shot. Sorry. Sound manager play sound, and then here we have to put in the name of the sound, which was, you can just check like this. Enemy die sound, you have to put in a string value, so the name of it. Enemy die sound. It's going to do the sound effect for the enemy dying. We just take this, copy it, and in the player controller, when he dies, exact same thing. Take it, change this to player die sound. So there we go, sound effect for the player dying. And now for the player shooting, here we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a little for loop. So we're going to do an if statement. So we're going to do int random sound equals random dot range, and of course in here put in whatever the amount you have. So we have 2 sounds, so 1 till 2, so it'll be 1 or 2. And then if random sound equals 1, then sound manager play sound player shoot, and else if random equals 2, then sound manager dot play shoot other. And yeah, now we head back into Unity. Hopefully these errors go away, please. I'm going to turn down the volume drastically in case it's super loud. And now let's give it a test. So we have beautiful shooting sound. Sorry, I should have made the second sound a bit different. I do think they're different. But yeah, this should work. And as you can hear, we killed them. They make a nice little die sound. Again, I know it doesn't sound amazing or perfect. Of course, any sounds you have, any software you want to use it. This is just for a example. I might change sounds myself later to suit a little differently. And of course, we'll have to play a dying sound. Very nice. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I was going to do some music as well, like I said at the start, with, what's it called? Beatbox. I'll put the link in the description still, but in the future, we might make a video using this. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll put the link for SFX in the description as well. And I'm going to record the bit where I show off the end result now. I'll catch you guys in the next episode, and have a nice day. Bye-bye. Alright, so in today's video, we made some sound effects. So we have a varying shoot sound. Both the sounds sound pretty much the exact same, but we made it so it plays a different sound when it shoots. Enemies have a dying sound effect. The player has a dying sound effect, as you can hear. And we also have a beautiful particle system effect for enemies dying. A little purple splatter. And when the player dies, he has a big white splatter. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.